What's up, guys? I got the pencil here, and here we are to rank the Pokemon rivals. All the rivals from Pokemon. We got a couple to discuss, but are they really going to be discussed? Because I'll say this firsthand as a big Pokemon fan. Not a lot of these rivals are good. Okay, let's go off with the worst. He's lesser Gary in like every way, shape, and form. There's nothing good about Trace. There's never been anything good about Trace. And we're just going to continue off the assumption that Trace doesn't exist anymore. In fact, Trace, you're so lucky and wonderful. No, put that back down here. You're so lucky and wonderful that you get your own tier, my friend. You get the doesn't exist tier. Because you don't. Horrible character. I don't mean I'm kidding for the most part. Not really. I just don't care for him at all. Like at least while I think he's subpar. I can't be nice to really any of the X and Y rivals, whatever narratives they have. Like I think his narrative subpar. Like I don't know. Does he even really? I don't remember anything about Cyrano. And I thought Trevor was Clement. If you want to know how little I care about the rivals from X and Y, I thought Trevor was Clement, and the only reason I know Shauna is because of that creepy fireworks scene. That's it. But even then, I think she's worse than Tierno, because I think Tierno has a better design. Though I think, boy, what the heck is that haircut? What in the world did they do to you, Chief? Other than that, like all the X and Y rivals, I don't think y'all garbage too. I was getting whooped. Oh my, I'm son/daughter of an ace trainer. Well, you still got aced out the room, like garbage. I can't. All the X and Y rivals, trash, garbage, subpar. All right. Moving on to slightly worse rivals. Nah, y'all subpar too. Like, I don't know, rivals that I mean, no, because here's the thing. I don't think I ever played the original Emerald or. Yeah, I just don't remember playing the original Gen 3, and I've never sat down and had a reason to go back and play them, despite the availability of it. So I don't necessarily have any memories of hard battles with them, and unless I'm mistaken, I don't remember any hard battles with them in the remakes either. They're kind of garbage. Their characters don't do anything. Kind of whack. They don't even have their own real narratives. I don't know. There's nothing interesting to me about these characters, so they don't get any points in my book. Let's see. Hey, I hate Barry. Shout out to all the people who like Barry. I hate Barry. Very stupid. Very dumb. Am I gonna be real with that sake? I haven't played Platinum in forever. I just remember not liking Barry as a kid. I don't think it was because he was hard. I think I just found him annoying. I've rewatched Platinum playthroughs though. Is Barry that annoying? You know, I'm gonna put Barry in decent. It's just, I need to replay Gen 4. But due to the likelihood of Gen 4 remakes, I'm unlikely to ever replay Gen 4. So, especially because I don't like the mountain in that game. We're going to talk about that when I rank the Pokemon games. However, yeah, I don't know. Barry just never did it for me. I know Barry. A lot of people like Barry. He's not the one for me. I don't know. I've never popped and jived with Barry in particular. Just never been my dude. Not for me. Marty, do you count as a rival? What did you do? Were you really a rival? I remember you like and Sword and Shield is the most recent Pokemon game I've played. Even then, I barely remember Marty doing anything. I think Sword and Shield had a pseudo X and Y syndrome where it tried to cram so many different quote unquote rivals into the game that it sort of lost the point. Except I think Beat and Hop are pretty. You'll see what I think about their characters in a minute. I don't know, Marnie was kind of just left aside. Like, the only reason I'm not throwing her in garbage is because of Morpeko. Because I think Morpeko's cool. It's one of my favorite Pikachu clones. But it's still a Pikachu clone. She doesn't do anything. I don't remember anything of her character. She's boring. She's flat. And now I'm waiting for all of Team Yell to come out of nowhere and pummel me into the earth. Now, if we get to actual decent characters, No, not yet. Wall is still here. Once again, like I said, I don't have much experience with original Emerald. However, and to be fair, Wally doesn't do much in ORAS, that's why he's only indecent. I just really like his team. I like his battle. I like his theme. I don't like Wally himself though. Like, I'm gonna overcome my like it's a nice story. A frail child who moved to a better world, who's now living in that better world and is prospering. That's cool. That's cool. I just feel like the execution is a little bit too like spread out and far for me. Like, we go from helping with routes to some mid-game battle to endgame Wally, who suddenly has a Mega Pokemon in his team, is going crazy, going stupid, and like the ending in the beginning makes sense. It's just the journey itself that I'm a little bit lost on, so I can't give the character his full credit for completing his journey, because I don't think he really did complete a journey. I feel like he went from point A to point C without any B in the middle. Like, he went from A to Z, no alphabet. I can accept that. I can think it's a cool concept, which is why he's indecent, but I also think it could have been executed better. So there's that. Let's see. Who goes next? She's a hard choice. I also barely consider Gladian a rival. However, this isn't so much on his status as a rival. I think Gladian's edginess is justified for his past. You know, his whole mother abandoning him, him losing his dad at a young age, all that, having to steal a Pokemon to fight off the Ultra Beast that doesn't even do its job properly. I think Gladian's cool for all of that. And as corny as his design is, I think it's just corny enough for me to find it funny enough. So I'm okay with it. Do I think it makes any sense that he lined up with Team Skull? I mean, I guess he didn't know they were working with the Aether Foundation, but I don't know. I never got that motivation. Now that I'm thinking back on it, what was Gladian's motivation? What was his motivation? Was it just... It wasn't to protect Lily, because I don't think he really mentions Lily until she gets kidnapped. Was it to retrieve Cosmog? What was his motivation? Ooh. You know, I'm gonna leave him in pretty good. I think that's mainly just me having a whole brain fart, because I'm really struggling to remember his motivation right now. Like, was it to protect type? No? Was that it? I really don't remember what Gladian's point was. And that's bad, because I didn't replay, but I played Gen 7 not that long ago. What was Gladian's motivation? Yo, y'all in the comment section, hit me up with that. I'm probably going to Google it right after I'm done recording this video. You know what? No. Let's be mad unprofessional right now. Let's see. Gladian? Motivation. I feel bad, because I feel like I liked it. But obviously it's not doing too good for Gladian if I can't remember it off the top of my head. I can remember Tierno's motivation before I remember Gladian's motivation, and that's no good. What's your point, man? What's your point? I need to know. The Mighty Bulbapedia, help me out. Is a character, enforcer. Where is it? Shows up as a rival? What? In the core series, Gladian was a member of the Aether Foundation together with his mother Lucamine, his sister Lily. However, time mother so the Ultra Beast when she was Luna, she was an Ultra Beast. The had to leave the Foundation and only told look at its departure before you whole type no weapon to attack Ultra Beast. Upon 2 goals: stop his mother and free type no from the helmet that was meant to subdue it. Okay, so to stop his mom. Well, why would... I guess working with Team Skull because he thought Team Skull was antagonizing the Aether Foundation. So I guess that's fine. That's a fine motivation. I just don't consider him a rival though. I don't remember having many battles with him. Is that just me? And that may just be my bad memory and Gladian being easy, like all the modern Pokemon games being easy, but I just don't remember. However, I think the motivation's cool. I think his design's alright. I think his Pokemon is pretty cool, even though it sucks as a Pokemon. It's lesser Arceus, and there's a reason that's lesser. And I don't see how that thing kills Ultra Beast. I'm pretty sure, like, every Ultra Beast in the game, except for, like, Nihilego, pops that thing in the mouth, especially if it's a normal type. However, that's neither here nor there. Oh, and, Guzzlord may not slap it, because Guzzlord sucks, too. However, that's neither here nor there. Let's move on to the next rival. I think Hal's pretty good. Mainly because we beat the depression into him. Like, he already felt inferior, because, you know, his granddad is the big kahuna, quite literally. of his island of Melee, I do believe. However, we just kick him down into the dirt even more. Like, it's pseudo hop. It's like pre-patch hop. However, I think it's even not funnier. I feel bad. I feel like it's even more realistic because like he had goals. I guess, man, hop really is just post-patch How. However, like How had like legitimate motivations. He wanted to be a Kahuna. He wanted to take the lead as champion, which he does in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I do believe. But like we just keep kicking him in the mouth. Like, imagine you had a friend that did everything you wanted to do, but better, but they had less reason to. Like we have nowhere near the same motivational level as Hop does, but we keep kicking him into the dirt. And like seeing him maintain his happiness throughout that is something that's intriguing. However, I do like the more serious interpretation of Hop that we get in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But I also, at the same time, like the lighthearted, up, you beat me again, I guess I'll go cry in the corner and chow down on malasadas. I think I'm fine with that interpretation too. It's to each their own on which version of How you like more. And I'm not sure which one I like more. Typically I like more serious versions of the character. And I think I will lean towards the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon version. Because I don't know, him not accepting reality. Him just being able to optimism through it all when I'm constantly kicking his team's teeth in. I feel like it's more realistic that he gets a little bit sad and annoyed that we're doing that. So I do like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Hop more. How? See, look, I just get confused. And honestly, you know what? As much as I like Bianca, as a rival, I like her as a character. As a rival, she's just pretty good. I remember her fights mainly because Black and White was one of my first Pokemon games. My first Pokemon games obviously were Gen 4. And that's just because I got into the series very, very late in life. So then with that, I remember her battles a lot, mainly because I was young and dumb. And despite her having like the Pokemon weaker to mine, I just remember constantly getting clapped up by Bianca in particular. So that holds a fond place in my heart. But on top of that, I think us kicking her teeth in leads to a good character development for her where she realizes, oh wait, you know what? Maybe Pokemon training isn't for me. Hold on, maybe this is not the way. And I think that's cool. Because like there's another person on this list that goes through a similar arc where they realize Pokemon training may not be for them. But for me, their arc doesn't make as much sense as Bianca's. Like, Bianca wanted to go on a journey. That didn't mean she wanted to go on the same journey as Chern and the player. That meant she just wanted to go on a journey. So, us kicking her teeth enough to realize that, wait, hold on. This journey may not be too much for me. That's fine for me. I think that's an okay utilization of the professor role. That's always really been sitting there. Like, you don't have to become a Pokemon champion, Pokemon master, Pokemon trainer, the best of the best. You don't have to do that. There are multiple trainers around the region who don't do that. There's literally a league for a reason. However, seeing Bianca go down the professor route, I think it's appropriate for her. She still gets to do what she wanted, which is travel the world and learn about Pokemon. So I think her function as a rival, while not the best, considering she doesn't stick to it, I think her character journey from a rival to a better character is what puts her pretty good. And better than these two for me. Because I barely remembered his motivations, because really they don't make much sense to me. And I don't know, I don't think he's realistic enough in Sun and Moon, and I don't think in Ultra Sun and Moon he goes hard enough. I know he beats us the champion. That's basically doing this guy's thing. We ain't talking about him just yet. So, next to address, I think Silver's pretty good. Of course, I mean, I actually played original Gen 2 for the 3DS, but in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, I think he's done a little bit better. His motivations are more contextualized by knowing that he's Giovanni's son, and all that stuff like that. However, I think we have to kick his teeth in too many times for him to realize the obvious. Like, he reminds me of, I believe it, no, this is Gary. What's that guy's Paul? He reminds me of Paul from Gen 4. Like, he was so stupid to realize, oh, well, maybe my Pokemon don't win. Maybe they just aren't good enough. I need to kick them off my team. I need to abuse them to make them stronger. But we who don't do that constantly kicks teeth in. And unlike N, who isn't on this list, even though I believe he's a rival, I don't think he's an antagonist. I personally believe N's a rival and he'd be the best. I'm just telling you right there, right here and now. I feel like you have a conversation with N through constantly kicking his teeth in. With Silver, I feel like I'm just hammering the same point in over and over again. Like he just refuses to accept the facts. And like, to be fair, N does that to the same degree. But like, you can at least see N's foundation shaking throughout the narrative. Every time we just pop him in the mouth, he's like, yo, am I bleeding? Meanwhile, you pop Silver in the mouth, and he's missing 3 teeth, and he's like, you still ain't worth anything, though, and then he runs off. I still like him, though. I still think his design's cool. I think his backstory's cool. I think you battle him enough for me to actually remember him. His team sucks, but you battle him enough. And I think the fact that he steals his first Pokemon is actually pretty metal. I don't know, I think it's cool. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Silver. Let me see. I think, are all y'all going up there? I think all y'all are going up there. Who goes at the bottom though? I think you. Alright. So I really like Hop. I think Hop is cool. I think we battle Hop enough. A common complaint I see with rivals is that you battle them too often nowadays. And while I do believe in the case of X and Y, where you had a ton of battles split between different characters that you never get to see consistently enough, more so the battles become nuisances rather than anything interesting. However, I think, this is just me, I think more rival battles the better, because it's almost, I know it serves the in-game function of making sure you're ready for the gym leader, because if you aren't, and your rival claps you up, if you can't beat them, you ain't beating the gym leader. However, 2, I think the more battles, like, it creates a more lasting impact in my mind. The reason I remember Sharon and Bianca so much is because I had to run fades with them like every other week. Like every time I picked up the game, I was likely to run a fade with one of them. And I think that's fine, because it makes me remember them. The reason I don't remember any of these people, who are all y'all? It's because I didn't fight them that much. I didn't fight them that much, and they didn't leave that much of an impact character-wise. I don't remember fighting Barry. The reason I don't remember Barry so much is because I don't remember fighting him that often. I just remember him being annoying whenever I ran into him. I fought Wally 3 times, I think. Gladian? I really don't remember. Want to know how much I remember fighting Gladian? I remember fighting him the first time. I don't think I ever remember fighting him again. How? I think I fought him in that one town. Maybe this is just me having like horrid memory. It's probably that. But I think battling more helps establish a character better to me as the player, so I don't mind doing it. And it's just more battling. It's what I came to Pokemon for. As much as I like collecting Pokemon, I rarely complete the Pokedex. I play the games for the battling. So I'm fine with battling my rival more than like 3 times. And even the original rival, Gary, I think he was battled like rival 5, so like up to 5 times. And he was the champion, so I think like 6. So I'm not. To each their own. Like I don't mind if you don't like you have to battle rivals so much, but I don't know. I've always found more rival battles interesting. It makes their stories more cohesive as well. Like I can understand Hop's story, though I don't agree with it. Like, bro, you got the legendary dog. Why are you suddenly deciding that you want to be a Pokemon professor? Is it because we kicked your teeth in that badly? Go fight Leon and beat him. You have Zacian now. In my case, because I was foolish enough to get Shield. So, go wash Leon. It's not that bad. However, regardless of that, I think Hop is fine. I think Hop is the greatest, mainly because, like, in my mind, he's almost one of the most realistic of rivals, mainly for the fact that every time he gets his teeth kicked in, he reacts. Like, Hop goes from this high energy, ha ha ha, I'm gonna beat you, ha ha, to getting kicked in by you. To have this smarmy guy come in and kick his teeth in, only to realize that he's still inferior to his brother. He ain't nowhere near catching up, because 2 random trainers. Like, to be fair, we were big fans of Leon. We trained alongside Hop. But Hop had his first Pokemon before us. We beat him anyway, with 1 Pokemon. Then he runs into Bede, and Bede kicks his teeth in. But while we're nice about it, we kick his teeth in and pay for his dental bills. Bede kicks his teeth in, takes his money for his dental bills, and runs off and goes buys whatever you buy, like an all creamy soda or something in Galar. I don't know. I'm thinking Malasadas from Gen 7, but I don't think that exists in Gen 8. So, seeing him get sad and like understand that, oh yeah, I am progressing, but like, man, does it hurt to progress, because he knows every single time he runs into us, like, he has hope that he's going to beat us. He knows, just like you know when you're fighting Hop, you win. Like, it's not. Hop ain't pulling that off. You know that. He knows that. Everybody knows that. His mom knows that. But he still tries anyway. And I can respect that. It's like having that one friend that's really, really good at a video game. And like, you know, for actual factual, no matter how many times you switch your characters, no matter how many hours you train, no matter how many tips you look up online, one way or another, oh my, one way or another, they're still kicking your teeth in, whether you like it or not. But you still keep trying. And I think the determination in Hop is respectable, and the realism in Hop is respectable. What I don't find respectable, and why I think he's the worst of the greatest, which is ironic enough, is because I don't think his character journey leads to Pokemon Professor. I can see Bianca's journey leading to Pokemon Professor just fine. It makes sense. Like, she did battling with you and Charon. That is what you two cared about. And she was your third best friend. So she was like, oh, yeah, I'll just do what you guys want to do. However, she found her true motivation in doing what she loved. I think that one makes sense. The reason she's not in the greatest is just because she fails to function as a rival towards the end. Hop doesn't fail as function as a rival. You do battle him throughout the entire game, but him suddenly flipping to become a Pokemon Professor just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Like, do we kick the motivation out of him? Hop never gave me the vibe of, I want to just collect and study Pokemon. He gave me the vibe of, I want to be the best that like no one ever was. YouTube don't copyright me. However, I don't know. I feel like Hop had an awkward ending. Like, Hop was doing really, 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 really good, and he could have possibly been like number 2 or number 3 for me. But then he fumbled the bag at the end. He dropped the ball, stumbled a bit, fell, and then someone picked up the ball and ran down the field. So, I don't know. Enough ragging on Hop, though. Speaking of the better Sword and Shield rival, I like Bede a lot, and only for the fact that Bede gives me Gary vibes. He gives me the, I'm going to kick your teeth in one way or another, little boy, and you're going to like it. Like, and typically I don't necessarily care for arrogant characters, and Bede is mad arrogant. The chairman chose me. You see, Pencil, there is no way on this earth that you could possibly compare to the brilliance of the almighty Bede. And then I kick his teeth in. It feels satisfying. Like, typically with, I think why I like Bede so much is usually with smarmy characters in anime. Or in like any medium. I usually can't kick their teeth in. Because I'm watching the show, or I'm reading the book, or I'm reading a manga, or I'm watching a movie. I can't do it. I have to wait for the main character to do it. And while it can be satisfying, there's nothing more satisfying than kicking someone's teeth in when they're smarmy yourself. So when I shoved my boot through his Hatterene's face, it felt so good. And by I mean my boot, I sent Rillaboom at him. However, same difference, alright? And that's what feels good. And I think him becoming a gym leader forcefully humbles him, and I think that was a necessity for Bede. I think us kicking his teeth in forcefully humbles him. Because, like, I think he's Silver, but done better. Except Silver has technically a more interesting backstory. Like, Bede was an orphan who was adopted by the chairman and used for the chairman's own ends. I think that's a pretty cool backstory. I think his design, as goofy as it is, I also really, really, really like. So, you won't find any qualms from me about that one. And, honestly, looking at Bede, I think I like a lot of his mons. The Galarian Rapidash is weird though. Why couldn't you give it like Rainbow Flames or something like that? However, what I like about Bede is that he becomes a gym leader and is like, we kick his teeth in a couple times. He's like, and then he gets disowned by the chairman for just breaking open a sacred. What Bede did to that like monument is kind of terrifying to do because it shows how little regard he has for things. Like, he literally just, okay, Copperajah, destroy it. And Copperajah did it, but like that's kind of It's like that's like defiling a national monument. Like, it's good for the narrative, but it's not good for Bede. And seeing him get humbled by that, and get humbled by us, and come around to be this last-minute challenger, even though we kick his teeth in again, because Sword and Shield's ridiculously easy, I think it's fine. Because I like Bede. I think he's cool. Moving on to who do I like more? Alright, I'm gonna put Hugh up there at number 3. Mainly for the fact that Hugh is more so your companion than he is your rival. You do battle Hugh. You battle Hugh often. However, it's more when you battle Hugh, it's less that you're battling Hugh for the sake of your rivalry. I mean, you are battling him for that. But no, not that. You're more often working with Hugh as a comrade against Team Plasma and their antics, trying to help him find his sister's purloin, than you are fighting Hugh for the sake of your rivalry. Like, I feel like you work with him more than you fight with him. And that's fine and all, but you can tell from the moment, like, you meet him, being your rival isn't his main shtick. It's a secondary thing to him finding his sister's purloin. And I think that's fine. I think his narrative conclusion is also really, really good, where he finds out the purloin just doesn't remember and doesn't care. It is like, bro, you step in my general vicinity and I'm going to eat your left leg. I think that's cool. I think all of his like, he talks about it a lot, but I don't mind it. And I think his battles are cool. I think his team is cool. I just think he would be better than this guy if he was more rival focused. Like, he's still a good character, hands down. He's in top 5 for a reason. However, I think what he lacks is just that little extra substance, that little extra drizzle of sauce to make me really enjoy him as a rival specifically, because he sort of falls off. It's the same reason why Bianca's high, it's the same reason why Hop is high. For the most part, his character journey and all that's interesting. I think he just fails to function specifically as a rival. And that's why I think Charon picks up the bag, even though he came a game before, and he succeeds. Because what Charon did is something that I find. Charon is like me. We both believe in the power of Pokémon. However, we also just believe a great trainer is decided by strength. Like, I don't know, if you're the champion, you must be pretty darn strong. Like Charon, despite his glasses, despite his perceptive demeanor, he's very simple-minded. Like, he sees Pokemon strong, trainer strong, Pokemon win, Pokemon strong, I strong, for I'm trainer with Pokemon strong that win. I good, I best. And I think that's fine, because I live by that mentality. But seeing you, a person, well, Charon seeing you, a person who cares for his Pokemon first, and is like, yeah, battling's cool and all, but, and to be fair, I'm not like that. I really do think strong Pokemon do good battle. But seeing him, what he believes is a person who's not fully dedicated just to the strength of his Pokemon and being number 1, but also protecting the world, and seeing Alder, the champion, just be a person who cares about the world first and being the champion second, and seeing him grow to this realization that strength maybe isn't everything. I think it's a nice story for a Pokemon rival to have in particular. Like, because when it's a rival, what you do with your rival, you battle them. So strength is one of the main forefronts that you have to come with every single time you battle a rival. However, in the context of Pokemon itself, in the meta-narrative of Pokemon, strength isn't everything. And since the strength isn't everything, it's the bond with your Pokemon, Charon learning that through fighting you is something that's extremely good and extremely great. That's why he's number 2, but he doesn't come close to number 1. Gary, Blue, whatever you want to call him, he is the rival. And there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can say. There's a reason everyone falls beneath. Everyone falls beneath. This is why you suck, because you try to be him. Don't try to be him. Try to be better. And while multiple have tried to be better, they haven't. Because as a person who's played Original Gen 1 twice, and as a person who has played Fire Red and Leaf Green once, and a person, that's about it. As a person who's done that, there's nothing. I don't know. I really, really like Gary. In short, that's it. I really, really like him, mainly for the fact that he is the rival. He doesn't respect you. He doesn't care about you. He says, I'm going to be the greatest. Now try and catch up. And he's always one step ahead. I think that's where a lot of the... I mean, Hop was one step ahead of Katie. I feel like some of the people were one step ahead sometimes. But there's nothing more annoying than you having that friend. This is a weird thing. There's nothing more annoying, but yet nothing more satisfying when you finally catch up. There's nothing more annoying / satisfying than having that friend that's better than you in almost every single aspect, but you know one way or another you're gonna catch them. Like, it's a constant race. And that's like true rivalry to me. Like, you're both good at what you do, but one of you always has the edge, and you're always just boxing it out. Like, you're basically running a marathon, and just one time or another you're ahead, or he's ahead, or they're ahead, whatever. I think there's nothing more potent, like nothing more real rival sense than Gary in all Pokemon. Which is wild because he's the first, so you think they would have gotten better. However, I don't know. He's the greatest. He's literally the great. You know what? He gets it. 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 He gets it the bluest. And that's all I got for y'all. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.